Good day, everyone. Welcome to Whole Life Yoga with yours truly, Tiffany. Today is going to be short, sweet, and to the point. It is focused on upper body. You can do it 1 time, 2 times, or 3 times through, either using it for maybe you're getting ready to head into an arm balance or inversion practice and you want to warm up, or you're working on building upper body strength, or you want to get something to increase mobility, flexibility, and get the blood pumping before heading to the gym for an upper body workout. So we are going to start on our mats towards the front, leaving enough space to always place our hands. We're going to get the blood and breath moving with a few sun salutation aids. We'll be offering modifications or intermediate to advanced postures, and we will go from there. Feel free to put on whatever music you want to in the background, and let's get moving. Inner thighs drawing together, feet grounding down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lead with that heart, hinge at the hips, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, place the hands down, send it back to a strong plank, core lifted high, wrists under shoulders, fingertips wide and grippy. At this time, if you need to drop one or both knees for your chaturanga, go ahead. Make sure the elbows are rotating in towards the body as you lower through chaturanga. Dropping the hips, lifting the heart, cobra. Tucking just the big toes, lifting that tailbone high, downward facing dog. Bending through the knees, shift that gaze forward, walk or float, feet to hands, inhale, rise. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, heart lifts forward. Place the hands down, step it back to your plank. Chaturanga. Cobra. Tucking the big toes, lift that tailbone high, Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. 2 or 4 more times like this, bend through the knees. Shift that gaze forward, walk or float, feet to hands. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hinging at the hips, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Hands can come to shins, thighs, or fingertips to floor. Exhale, place hands, step it back to plank. Drop one, both, or no knees, chaturanga. Lower hips and thighs, lift heart, shoulders roll away from ears, cobra. Tucking big toes, lift that tailbone high, drop the heels, shift the gaze between the thighs, downward facing. 1 more time or 4 more times like this. Bend through the knees, float, or step feet to hands. Inhale, rise. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Fingertips to mat or hands to thighs. Place hands strong, step back to your plank. 1 or both or no knees drop, chaturanga. Lifting the heart, shoulders rolling away from ears, cobra. Tuck the big toes, downward facing dog. Now please, if you are feeling somewhat challenged or very challenged with those motions, please stay right there. If you can or want to take it up a notch of intensity, bending through the knees, shift that gaze forward, float or step, feet to hands. Inhale, rise. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, place hands and step to plank or jump to chaturanga, cobra, or keeping thighs off the floor, upward facing. Tuck or roll through the toes, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing. Bending through the knees, shift the gaze forward, feet to hands. Inhale, rise. Exhale, swan dive, leading with the heart, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Step to plank or hop to chaturanga. Lower hips and lift heart to cobra or keep thighs off the mat for upward facing. Tuck or roll through toes, downward facing. Beautiful. Bend through the knees, shift the gaze forward. Float or step, feet to hands. Inhale, rise. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Fingertips to mat or hands and thighs. Exhale, step to plank or jump to chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing. Tuck or roll through toes. Downward facing dog. One more time through. Bend the knees, shift the gaze forward, float or step, feet to hands. Inhale, rise. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, place hands, step to plank or jump to chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing. Tuck or roll through toes, downward facing dog. Hold here. Things should be starting to feel warm, breath moving freely. Lifting through onto the toes, rolling through the spine, come to your plank. Drop one, both, or no knees, chaturanga. Cobra, heart pressing forward, elbows slightly bent. Widen the knees, sit the hips back to the heels, give them a wiggle, child's pose, releasing any pressure on the wrists or palms by letting the palms flip up. Pressing the hips back, let the forehead drop for a moment. Next, we're going to do a round of child's pose push-ups. They are a great strengthener for building a strong chaturanga or chaturanga push-up foundation. Key things, toes stay grounded, elbows stay tucked in. You don't have to lower super low. First of all, we want the shoulder in line with the elbow anyways, but you don't have to go all the way. You can just come to where you feel challenged, but elbows hug to the side, pelvis touch, toes grounded. And then when we move up the intensity, you can stay at a child's pose push-up, take a break in child's pose, or come with me to something a little more intense. So hips to heels, finding strength in the core, hands in line with shoulders, fingertips wide and grippy, elbows hugged in. Here we go, we're gonna lift up. Keep that body in a plank position, elbows rotate in. Come to a hover, up and back. Again, you can even come here. This is where you are, that's fine. But don't let the low back drop and don't let the elbows splay out. One more here, if you wanna come up to a little more intensity, or you can stay right there and breathe. If you're gonna come up with me, tuck the toes, keep the butt to a hover. Chaturanga push-up, back to a hover. Two more. Last one. Drop the knees, walk it back, child's pose. And now we are going to open those shoulders up and the sides up. Right arm reaches up and extends, creating a length and space. Threading underneath that left arm, palm is open, head drops down. Breathing, don't let the breath become shallow just because the tummy is up against the thighs. Good, release. Right arm reaches forward, hips are still reaching back for the heels, opening up through that left side, reaching underneath right, palm up, head drops down. One more breath. You're doing awesome. Reach both arms forward and then walk the fingertips up. Grounding down through the sits bones. Knees are still wider than hips. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands come behind glutes. Keeping the core engaged. Start to roll the shoulders down and back. Heart opens. Those knuckles can come to the floor. Awesome. If not, that's beautiful too. Lift the chin. Good, release the hands. Walk it back out. Hands in line with shoulders. Fingertips are gripping into the mat. Big toes are tucking. Lifting that tailbone high. Find your down dog, your Adho Mukha. Feet are hip width. Shoulders down the back. Now, this move, down dog push-ups, your elbows can come out. Try not to shift forward. Keep that chest pressed back to the thighs. And all you're doing is lowering the crown of the head towards the mat. Good. 4 more. 3, 4. Straighten those arms, roll it forward to plank. Everything's high and stacked. As you come back, press that left hand into the mat, reach the right hand for the calf or ankle, gazing under the armpit. Shift it back to plank. Press it back, left to right. Hello. Take it forward to plank. Drop one or both or no knees, chaturanga. Cobra. Lower it all the way down. Left cheek to mat, no effort. Oh yes. Breath is moving, blood is pumping, body is warming. Draw those legs together, engage the core, lift up. Elbows drawn to the sides, backs of palms are under shoulders, fingertips gripping into the mat. Lift that heart forward for your cobra, and then lead with the heart down to roll. Let that head even come all the way. Squeeze up, but let the neck be loose. Using those triceps and biceps and shoulders. At the same time, lubricating the spine. Beautiful. Lower all the way down. Right arm comes out directly from the shoulder. Left hand is still underneath the shoulder, elbow tucked into the side. Left heel comes up. Press that heel up slightly and then start to take it over back behind the right glute. Head drops down to floor or mat. And you can stay right here and breathe. If you'd like to come both feet flat to the floor for a little deeper, that's fine. Or even carefully and gently release that left arm back behind, searching for those right fingertips. Still breathing fully. Release, roll it back over. Extend that left arm straight out. Right hand comes underneath, elbow hugged in. Right heel raises. Lift, up and behind. Drop the head. Staying right here for some breathing, eyes closing if you want. Picturing anywhere that's tight or tense or sore, getting oxygen. If you want to take both feet flat to the floor, that's great. Release that arm behind you. The fingers are there to meet, that's great. If not, don't push it. Just find the edge of stretch. And breathe. Good, release, come back center. Tucking the toes, keeping one or both knees down if needed. Elbows squeezing into sides. Reverse your chaturanga. To plank. To down dog. Bend through the knees, shift that gaze. Jump it through to seated. Taking easy seated. Heels stacked in front of one another. Inhale, rise. Exhale, press palms together at heart center. Reaching those arms across the body. Gripping on those shoulders slightly. Pulling down, tugging down, drop that chin. And give a gentle roll side to side. Beautiful, release. Take a moment and breathe. Take some water, take some tea, take some coffee. Have an amazing day. Revisit this often. This is great to build up proper form for chaturanga and plank and down dog. Build up that strength, build a little flexibility and mobility in the shoulders. Thank you for joining me. Be blessed.